These boxes were delivered sometime in the last day, and I'm not sure what they are. There's nothing marked on them. I sent a photo. There's still trim that's needed to be done here. Alex knows about it. The whole door has to be trimmed, and the step has to be trimmed out. I already went over that with him. This doorknob needs to be locked in. It's loose, it's not straight, and there's a deadbolt missing. There's also a knob missing on this door. Again, I've already shown all this to him. This is the kitchen as it stands now. You may or may not have seen this. Obviously missing some doors. The vent hood is needed. There's some floating shelves that are missing because they shipped the wrong ones. The microwave has to be, it's fine. The microwave opening is fine. The microwave just can't be flush mounted. It's got to be standard mount because there's not enough depth. This refrigerator has to be adjusted slightly for the refrigerator to fit. And this refrigerator needs to be adjusted slightly for the refrigerator to fit. Obviously, there's still a lot of drywall repair to be done. Alex's guys are here working. They're working on this wall around the fireplace. I put the lights that were shipped inside this closet. There's a lot of little details. I've gone over all this with Alex, like the floor here needs to be finished. Lots of little trim details. They're working on sheetrock repairs now. There's still a lot to do. There's repairs to be done around this door. There's some trim missing in various locations. I'll go downstairs. This feature wall, accent wall, has been done in this hallway, in the stair hall. They finished up the accent wall down here in the basement. They've done a lot of patches of the sheetrock, but there's still more patches to be done. There's a door missing there on the cabinetry, and there's still items to be corrected in here. This is the downstairs bathroom. You can see this corner is going to have to be addressed. That's drywall work that needs to be done there. I've gone over that with these guys. They know what to do. They know how to do it. I've got, what we're trying to do is get a final inspection for electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. We need those so that we can get the final building inspection. So I've got all those crews have been in and out, taking care of details. You can also see the door was replaced. The glass was replaced. Coming upstairs, these guys again are working on trim and working on drywall patches. You can see we got drywall patches kind of all over that are getting patched. They're working on that now. There's more little patches of sheetrock they're working on. This bathroom, you've probably seen that already. More patches. Walk in, he's working in the laundry room here. See that? That's okay. Thermostat. Master. There needs to be a transition here. I'll talk to them about that. There needs to be this is not a good connection. There needs to be something done there, down that whole seam. You can see how rough it is. So they know they're gonna do something with that. So there's a lot of drywall and paint work. There's, looks like the mirror's missing on this side. The shower's done. The cabinets and countertops are all in. And then that's basically about it today. I've got the electrician. We're working on a few details so that we can pass the final inspection. HVAC guy finished up some of his stuff. That's been going on for the last week. I spoke with Emmy this morning about the kitchen because we need to get all this adjusted for the appliance people. I met the appliance people out here last week. They need this vent hood installed so that the vent hood they need the vent hood shroud installed. And that will allow the vent hood to be installed inside, because the vent hood you bought is a liner, which means it needs to be installed inside of a shroud. Obviously, Emmy has that on order. She doesn't know when it's going to arrive. She said the same thing about the floating shelves and the same thing about the missing doors, these doors that are missing, which is, she just doesn't know when that's going to come in. But when it does, she's going to coordinate for Dennis to come out and finish the install. And at that time, I'll meet him and I will have him, make sure he's got all the details, which he and Emmy both have the details of what's needed to get these appliances in. And then as soon as they finish up their items, then we'll have the appliance people come check everything again, and then they'll schedule their install the next day and all your appliances will be in. So I spoke with Alex, and he said that he has 2 more weeks here. So today is Monday, the 3rd. So he says he's going to need to be working here all this week and all next week. And he thinks by then he'll be done by end of next week. So he does have people working here right now. So that's and it sounds like to me, Emmy did not know when all this stuff would come in. The only thing she said is it may be a few weeks. So I'm anticipating by the time Alex is done is probably when these cabinet pieces are going to be here. So it's probably going to be that 3rd week that all this cabinetry and appliances can get installed. But Alex has 2 more weeks here is what he's telling me. Once Alex is done and everything's painted, this really needs to be cleaned. Professional cleaning. All the windows on the inside and outside need to be cleaned, vacuumed, mopped, bathrooms cleaned in detail. There are companies that are construction cleaning companies, not your typical cleaning company, but they do construction cleaning that can come out and do this cleaning, but you need somebody like that. I have plenty of phone numbers of people who can come out and quote the cleaning, but I highly suggest it gets cleaned in detail. So I'm going to be continuously coming here and checking with Alex and working with him to make sure everything is getting done. There's a lot of little things I'm having to point out that we need done for final inspection. This house is very close to being finished, but we need to follow through with all these items.